young talent there in St. Louis, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Offense is going to look pretty different there next year, if for no other reason than the quarterback's going to be different. Sam Bradford traded to the Eagles. Nick Foles brought in to take his place. They also signed Nick Fairley and Akeem Ayers, adding some more defensive talent. So what are they going to do in the draft? Check in now in the Rams War Room. DJ and Curtis standing by.
All right, Lindsay, we look at this Rams roster, Seaway. Down where you're standing, that defense, pretty stacked.
Solid, man.
But we look down here at the offense, we got a lot of red, a lot of issues, a lot of holes. I know wide receiver, that could be an area as well. But offensive line, to me, seems like the way this team's got to go in the first round.
You know what, DJ, I'm leaning more toward what you're thinking. At first, when I saw Nick Foles, I said they have to go out and get a big-time receiver. If Kevin White is sitting there, I think it's hard to pass. But I'm going to roll with you on this one, DJ. I think you go offensive line. A guy I like right here is Brandon Sheriff.
Yeah, Brandon Sheriff, somebody you could plug in. I think at guard. I think he starts day one at guard. You get a very physical run blocker to the point where you want somebody to be dominant. He does it now. Yes. He will run you 10 yards off the ball, put you flat on your back. In pass protection at tackle, there were some issues at times, but I think that gets covered up when he slides inside the guard. But you look at what he brings to the table compared to what they did last year. Last year, I thought when they drafted Greg Robinson, they drafted the most physical offensive lineman in the entire draft class. Now they come back, and if they're able to get Brandon Sheriff, I think they've done it 2 years in a row. But I want to give you a couple more names here. Lyle Collins from LSU, again, a potential number 10 pick. Could play tackle, could play guard. And then Max Garcia. I'm going to throw him up here as a potential fourth-round pick. We just have the top 3 rounds up here. But I think he can come in and start at center day one. Now, I know we still got to talk about wide receivers.
Got to catch the rock,
This
baby.
could be an option, maybe round 2.
Yeah, and this is why you can pass up on the wide receiver, because this wide receiver class is loaded, especially at the top of the second round. You have guys like Devin Smith, Jalen Strong, Nelson Aguilar, Phillip Dorsett. Both of these guys now have been talked about being first-round picks. So I'm going to go with Jalen Strong right here out of Arizona State in the second round. You get 2 big-time guys with those picks, and I tell you what, Aguilar and Dorsett, they're being talked about the first round, but if they're sitting there at 41, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams takes one of those guys.
Yeah, Jalen Strong gives him some size at the position, which I like. All right, let's slide down here to the defensive side of the board. And there's not a lot of work to do here. We see a lot of star players on this defense. We have cornerback highlighted. That's not even a pressing need.
Exactly.
But we could look to see them add some depth. Let's try and identify somebody. Pick number 72 right here.
Yeah, a guy I really like out of Ohio State, Rand Grant, man, a physical guy, can play the press coverage. You know, he's a little small, but, you know, people are talking about the other big 3 with Johnson, Peters, guys like that. But I really like Durant on tape, man. He's a playmaker, national champion. Again, like you said, DJ, they don't necessarily need a corner, but at the 3rd round, if Grant is sitting there, I like him with that pick.
Yeah, you talk about toughness and production. He's got both. A very good football player. This defense is set. Woo. Lindsay, we look at this football team defense. Most of the work's been done. On the offensive side of the board here, still a little work left to do.